Thewizardliz's husband cheated on her. That would be bad enough on its own. But to add insult to injury, he cheated on her while she's 4 months pregnant with his child. Y'all, I am fired up today because this situation just angers me so much. If you don't know me, my channel is all about empowering women. So the fact that a woman who has done so well for herself, who has been through so much, who has done so much healing, is now publicly going through this kind of betrayal, I hate to see it. It is despicable what he's done. Reading her post literally just put a pit in my stomach. And I had a hard time going to sleep because I ended up thinking about Liz and what her husband and the father of her child just did to her. That's so disrespectful. I don't know them personally, but I have supported Liz for years. So to see her go through something like this, it breaks my heart for her. And I debated on whether or not I should make this video, but I think the fact that she is literally going to sell her engagement ring and donate the money to single moms, and that she shared this information and this hurt that she's going through with us in the first place, I think she wants to spread the message to be like, hey, this happened. I didn't see it. I'm owning up to it. I know my worth and I'm walking away. I think that she is going to use this to propel herself even farther than she already is. So I'm telling you all this today to spread awareness, because she is so widely known that this happening to her shocks the collective. I think it's a huge wake-up call for women everywhere that we need to raise our standards. We need to set and enforce boundaries. We need to strengthen our intuition, develop discernment, all of the above, because she mentioned on her Instagram story that her intuition was screaming at her when she was making that Q&A video. She said, women, listen to your intuition. And we absolutely need to do more of that, because I'm sure there was a time in your life where you got a bad feeling about someone that you couldn't explain and you couldn't prove, but you allowed them access to you anyway, and you regretted it later. I know I have. Hurts like hell, but you learn a lot from it. And so I think that this is a moment for women all over the world to learn from what Liz is going through, so that hopefully we don't have to experience that as well. Because I'm sick and tired of women putting up with so much that they shouldn't. I'm sick and tired of the standards being on the floor. I'm sick and tired of men getting access to women that don't deserve it. There are men who truly are just harvesting your energy. There's a reason why there's a saying that men will do anything to get in your pants, because it's kind of true. And if they're willing to go to such lengths just to have access to you and your body and your energy, babe, wake up. It's very valuable. And a man that truly loves you would not put you in that kind of position, would not even put you in the position of getting married whenever we know that Liz has said she wasn't sure she wanted to get married at all. She marries him. Not sure she wants to have kids. She has his child, or she is about to. And then he goes and does this. It's almost as if he was testing her to see if what she talks about in her videos is how she actually lives her life. Well, he got a rude awakening, because yes, it is. She is choosing herself. She is choosing better for herself and her child. And I am so glad that she has her family right now backing her up and there to support her. And I am so glad that she is financially not just stable, but so financially abundant that she does not need him. Thank God. Because I can't imagine, and I know there are plenty of women out there, unfortunately, that go through shit like this, that have to stay with the guy because they're financially dependent and they'd be out on the streets without him. This kind of thing, literally, I'm hot. I'm hot right now. I'm wearing all black because I am in mourning for Liz. I am so sad for her and that she's going through this, and that what she thought was true love, soulmate connection, was actually manipulation. I can't even imagine. And with a woman as wise and intelligent and intuitive and successful as Liz, he knew the bare minimum would not work. So he didn't do the bare minimum. He went above and beyond, as love bombers do. This is why, if you're dealing with a love bomber with means, with money, you need to be even more cautious, because they can throw all these external flashy things at you. And you're like, oh my gosh, he loves me. Oh, he cares. Look how much he spent. That doesn't matter. Men spend money on mistresses and strippers that they don't have and will literally go into debt. So a man spending money on you is not that big of a deal, especially when he has a lot of it. So do not get blinded by all the flashy things that he is buying, that he is trying to put in front of your face and distract you from the fact that he's not a man of his word. He's not a man of honor. His actions don't align with his words. You got to pay attention to what really matters here. He made a secret Snapchat and messaged this girl and asked her to meet up with him. Keep in mind, he did this after he got to finally be in the limelight, in the spotlight that she created for herself. After she's already married him, after the Q&A video comes out, and after she's 4 months pregnant. That is when he decides to betray her like this. Wow. And he put out a half-ass apology video, if you can call it that, where he's literally eating a snack and showing pretty much no expression, no remorse on his face or in his tone. He calls what he did a mistake. Sure, yeah, okay. It was a mistake, but it was a mistake that you chose to make, sir. He followed her on social media for years, following along with her story, congratulating her, telling her she's doing a great job, and she would reply, thank you sometimes. But they didn't really talk much. But he was following along with her. He's been on this journey watching her grow and amass an audience and become so successful. And she's beautiful, obviously, and she is intelligent, and she has been through a lot, and she's still a kind soul and has an open heart. And he wanted to exploit that. How else do you explain the fact that he happens to be in the same city at the same airport in Athens at the same time as her, when she wasn't even supposed to be there, when he wasn't even supposed to be there? Then, whenever he tells her this sob story of how his plans fell apart and he got scammed out of $20,000, I don't know. After he tells her that, she invites him to go on her trip to Santorini with her and her friend. He goes along. They end up talking, having things in common, supposedly, unless he was just mirroring her, showing her what he thought she wanted to see. And he said in the Q&A video that Liz just posted that he knew he had to marry this girl within 36 hours of meeting her. He claims it's love. I'm not so sure he loved Liz after 36 hours. I think he loved the idea of Liz, the idea of getting to be the guy next to this successful, strong woman. I think he liked that more. I think he was infatuated with her. And once she gave him the time of day, he was like, oh, I got to latch on quick. I got to trap her. So what does he do? He love bombs her. He sends her 750 flowers to her apartment after they've only been talking 2 weeks. Boom. I mean, if that doesn't sound like a love bomb, I don't know what does. And you know, it's sad because this would be super cute if he hadn't gone and messed it all up. If he hadn't gone and made this choice, it wasn't just a mistake, it's a choice to cheat on her on Snapchat. Come on. And as if she's not going to find out. I was shocked reading it, but I can't even imagine how shocked she is going through it. And for anyone who wants to say, well, the signs were there and she should have seen it coming, stop right there. Because anyone can be manipulated. Anyone could be fooled. A lot of people want to act like, oh, that would never happen to me, until it does. Okay? So have some compassion. My eye is literally twitching right now because I'm so heated. Calm down. And you may be wondering why I even care so much as a person that doesn't even know her personally. No, I don't know her personally, but I have been supporting her channel for years, as millions of other people have. So you may not agree with everything she says or does, but nobody deserves to go through that. And the fact that she was out of his league the whole time, like, tell me you're insecure about being with your dream woman without telling me. Wow. Because if he really did love her and he did this, then this is one of the worst cases of self-sabotage that I've ever seen. But how could you make a mistake like that? The timing of it is too weird. It's too weird. the way that he followed her career for years, the way that he was always like DMing her here and there and trying to get connected with her, the way that they meet. Then, like I said, he waits until after he gets to reap the rewards of the success that she built for herself. And then on top of all of this, she's pregnant. And you know what? I knew when I watched that Q&A video that she was pregnant. I had a feeling because she was talking about how sensitive her nose had become and how sensitive to smells she was. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's still on her channel for now. So she's having to not only deal with the fact that her entire life is about to change. Her body is about to change. She's about to bring life into this world and continue the lineage of a man who did her dirty publicly. And for what? He wants to sit over there in his apology video and say that it was a mistake and it was 5 to 10 minutes of my life that, I regret, and, I shouldn't have done it. And nobody is more disappointed than me about this. Really? You don't look very disappointed. You look kind of unbothered. You look kind of apathetic. Why is that? When you're about to lose the best thing that's ever happened to you. And they really looked so happy together on that Q&A video. I mean, there were some moments that I was like, pump the brakes. He's saying that, yeah, I'm jealous and I am possessive. Bit of a red flag there. But anyway, and it's not all men. I know there's a lot of women right now who are feeling so disheartened because it's like, well, if the Thewizardliz got cheated on, then there's no hope for the rest of us. But that's the same thing we said with Beyonce. You know what? Because if Jay-Z and Landon are going to be that stupid, it does make you question your faith in men. It does. I understand. But you also need to know it is not all men. There are women out there who have done some not so good things to men. And there are some men who are like, all women this, that. Not true. So we can't generalize all men. But historically and presently, we have been shown examples of what a man should not be, should not do. We've seen plenty of examples of that, unfortunately. And I know that that can make you question whether or not any good men are out there. I'm sure there are. But girl, you have got to be so discerning, so in tune with your intuition, so willing to set and enforce boundaries. No more flying by the seat of our pants. Oh, well, I like him. He's cute. He's kind of nice to me. I'm attracted to him. No more. If you don't have any standards, if you don't have any boundaries, you better get some right now. Because yes, the Thewizardliz did get cheated on. We are all shocked. It could happen to any of us. But the more prepared you are, the better your chances of not experiencing a guy like that are. I'm so fired up about this that if I wasn't already making a course about dark feminine energy, I would certainly start now. But I am already making a course about dark feminine energy because more women need to embrace it. It's not evil. It's not something to be scared of. It is something you need to protect you from men like this. So I have a course coming out on June 11th, 2025, and it's going to be the blueprint for how to discern who and what has your best interest and what doesn't, how to stand up for yourself, how to set boundaries. And there is a whole section in there on men and how men harvest your energy as a woman and how important your energy is. Do not let society brainwash you into thinking that you don't matter, your energy is insignificant, your time is unimportant, that your contribution isn't valuable. It is. If it wasn't, why else would you have men like Landon? I don't even want to say his name. Why would you have men like that seeing a successful woman, seeking her out, doing whatever you can to secure her, trapping her with marriage, trapping her with a baby, and then doing something so spiteful, so disgusting, so deplorable if we weren't valuable? It's almost like they're trying to brainwash you into believing that, babe. It's backwards. You are very fucking valuable. Your time, your energy, your womb, so transformative, so healing, and you deserve better. Liz deserves better. Women deserve better than men like him. Okay? Hear me and hear me well. Never forget. The second a man oversteps a boundary, the second you get an ick, the second you see a red flag, you better be out of there. I want you so gone so fast, because when you stay and you make excuses, that's your business, girl, but it will wear on your self-esteem. It will make you question them all the time. The trust, if it's there, if they value you, he has shown Liz that he doesn't value her. Because why would you even think to make a mistake if you already know how lucky you are to have a woman like that at home? How lucky you are that a woman like that has chosen to continue your bloodline. I'm so fired up, ladies. There are plenty of men out there who still can't stand to see a woman in her power, who are so intimidated by that they will do whatever it takes to tear her down. Well, I think Landon and a bunch of other men like him realize that you can't do that. You can't do that to a woman who knows her worth and is willing to walk away. And if you are not yet that woman, that is okay. Do the inner work to become her. If you have tolerated more than you should have in the past, that is okay. It's happened to all of us. I have made mistakes, absolutely. But I have learned from them, and I have raised my standards every time. I put up with the bare minimum and you thinking that you could treat me like an option in college? No more. Don't do it now. There are plenty of guys who have talked to me in the past who come back around, as they always do, when they see you're doing better without them. And they're like, oh, hey, you're still as beautiful as ever. Oh, what are you up to? Oh, I see you're doing YouTube. Oh, that's so cool. Like, who are you? Because you don't know me anymore. That's for damn sure. I'm not the same girl. I'm a woman now. I know my worth now. I don't put up with boys like you. And I don't want you to either. I feel so called. It's part of my mission to empower women across the world. That includes you. When you have a big mission, a big calling, it puts a big spotlight and a big target on your back. And so that is why Liz has encountered so many haters, but she handles it beautifully. And she doesn't just talk the talk, she walks the walk. As difficult and heartbreaking as this is for her, she really will be so much wiser. You can't go through something like this and not learn, because this kind of situation forces you to learn so that you're not met with the same thing again. But I pray for so much love, light, healing, and happiness for her. And I know that's in her future. She and that baby will be better off without him. The man was a fan from the beginning, a fan who got too close, a fan who showed his true colors after a few months of marriage. He didn't even last a year. Are you kidding? What kind of weakness is that? He's supposedly a man of God, but he could not control his lust even for a year. It's pathetic. He is pathetic. And men like him are too. And that's why I don't want you ladies putting up with anybody like that. It literally pisses me off. It pisses me off so bad when I see a woman putting up with more than she should. And, as a bystander, you can't do anything. All you can do is advise them, if they're your friend, to put themselves first. But you can't make them do that. I have had friends who I've watched go through bullshit over men that absolutely were not worth it. And it never gets easier. But all I can do is continue to try and show up and hopefully inspire at least one of you to awaken to the fact that you are valuable and you are worthy of someone who sees your value and someone who treats you with respect, who honors you, whether you're in the room or not. This goes for any relationship, but absolutely romantic ones too. And now he claims to be incredibly sorry or whatever. I don't really buy it. And I think it's only because he got caught and he's getting called out by millions of people. But what did he think was going to happen? I think he wanted his 15 minutes of fame. And I think he latched on and leached off of Liz to get it. It's like Rihanna said, you're only sorry you got caught. How about a round of applause? Standing ovation. That is exactly what he did. And I mean, really, what did he think was going to happen? Because was he really just that selfish and short-sighted that he didn't think and did it anyway? No. It is such a conscious decision, multiple conscious decisions to think, let's make a secret Snapchat account. Let's add this girl. Let's ask her to come hang out with me or have dinner or whatever. And let's see what I can get out of her. All while having a pregnant wife at home. Please. What about that is not intentional? What about that is a mistake, an accident? Total bullshit. So it's almost as if he knew it would get back to her and he wanted it to, because he wanted to hurt and humiliate her publicly. I think we're running out of options with all the evidence presented to us. So yeah, it's hard not to see this as premeditated. He watched an amazing woman reach crazy heights so quickly in her career, garner so much public support and success, had a crush on her for years, got the opportunity to actually be with her, and he waits until he has his moment in a video on her channel of almost 8 million subscribers, and waits until they're married and she's 4 months pregnant to pull some shit like this. Make it make sense. It never will. It never will. Not to any sane, kind, loyal, loving person. And the fact that after his last relationship ended, or while it was in the process of ending, he said, well, at least there are still women like Thewizardliz out there. The man had been infatuated with her for years. Ladies, you need to be so careful. I'm not trying to fearmonger at all. And I do think there are still good men out there. But we really do have to be so careful. That's another reason why 50-50 is such a scam. Because look at this bullshit. We already take enough of a risk being with men at all, being around them at all. To be alone with a man, extra risk. To let a man know where you live that you don't know very well, extra risk. Letting a man have unlimited access to your time and body, big risk. Yeah. He didn't make Liz look bad. He made himself look bad. And if there's any men out there, which I'm sure there are, that sympathize with him, they're part of the problem. You don't need to be around them either. We need good men to hold the not so good men accountable, because they don't care when it's women talking about how wrong something is. They just think we're nagging. They think we're complaining. They think we should put up with whatever they give us. No. If good men will stand up and stand for women, the bad men might start to listen. But we as women also have to hold ourselves accountable, because as long as there are women out there willing to put up with the bare minimum bullshit and being treated so poorly, it will continue. We have to put our foot down and say no more. We have to let men know that we will no longer tolerate this. And once we collectively raise the bar, men will finally start to rise to the occasion. Some men already do. Some men love women with standards, love rising to the challenge of meeting them. But there are so many men who do not want to do that, who do not want you to know how valuable, how worthy, how precious you are. Because the less desirable, the less worthy you think you are, the more it benefits men like that. The lower your standards, the higher their chances of accessing you. That's exactly what they want. That's exactly why they try to gaslight you into thinking you're crazy, you're wrong, you're ugly, you're fat, you're undesirable, you're unlovable. It's not true. They know how valuable you are, and they don't feel worthy of being with you. Once you start to take your time, your attention, your energy seriously, and you maybe didn't have boundaries before, but you do start to set and enforce them, the people who are upset by that are the people who benefited from you not having any boundaries before. So of course, they don't want you to catch on to the fact that you should have had them all along, because now they can't use you the way they used to. But at the end of the day, he just turned out to be another insecure man trying to fill a void of validation within himself by going after his dream girl and then messing it all up because he knew he wasn't worthy of her. Some men like to talk about how women trap men with babies, but really, men provide a small, singular part to that equation, and they get to live a normal life for 9 months till the baby's born. That is not the case for women. Women are the ones literally growing a human inside them. Their life, their body is not going to be the same for 9 months, and even beyond once they have the baby. A lot of times, men like that, they don't feel as much of a commitment to the baby. If they were the ones growing it, I'm sure it'd be a different story, and I'm sure there would be all kinds of rights for them. But because of the way things are, and because they are not the ones that actually get trapped with having a baby, they take advantage of it. And I think this is a classic case of an insecure, infatuated man seeing an amazing woman that he admired and liked, loved, going after her and trying to trap her and trying to make her look bad. I don't wish any bad on him, but I wish all the best for Liz. I will put it that way. And as bad as he claims to feel, he can never undo the hurt and the pain he has caused her simply for loving him. Another message I want to share with you, ladies, is never let a man isolate you. People do their best manipulating when they can get you alone. Doesn't matter who it is. If you're dealing with a walking red flag of a guy, never let him get you alone. Never let him take you away from your family and friends. Guys like that want to separate you from the people who care about you, because that way they can fill your head with all these lies. They can fill your head with all the stories they've made up and try and get you to believe them. Try to warp the situation in a way that makes you start to question yourself. So don't ever move off with a guy, move in with a guy, let him turn you against your family and friends. That is a manipulation tactic. They're trying to isolate you so that they can better control you. Please do not let them. This was kind of a heavier video simply because of the nature of what happened and what we're discussing, but I hope this video has helped you in some way. If you resonate with me and my energy, you should really subscribe to the channel, and you can book a coaching session with me and you can get any of my products. I'll link all that down below, and I am coming out with a dark feminine energy course so that you can stop being the good girl, being walked all over, and step into your power as a woman. Your dark feminine energy is not evil. It's not bad. It is what's going to keep you from getting played by pathetic men like Landon. I love you ladies so much. I love Liz so much. I'm sending her so much love. I'm sending you so much love. Please love yourself. Take care of yourself. I will see you in the next video. Bye.